Hello and welcome to Against the Storm. We are embarking today in the Royal Woodlands. We're going to try and use our modifier for a ruined settlement to get some extra free buildings out of the woods. And we're going to try and excavate all the different artifacts out of the ground. That means we're skipping orders. Today we're going to bring a small farm, some vegetables, and some bricks just to help us out in the beginning. We're going to name our settlement YouTube Gold Dig, and that'll be just an offshoot of YouTube Gold. And let's get going. And we're in. So we've got our prestige modifier over here, which just means that we need 4 more reputation points to win, 18 instead of 14. We've got the part that lets us know that we have the ancient excavation sites available here, and that we've got the Royal Archaeologist with us. So that's a building we're going to need to build. It's not necessary, but it's definitely helpful if you're trying to get the ruins. And then we've got the ruined settlement, which just means there's going to be more buildings for us to find in the woods. It's a bonus modifier. Then we've got our cricket mating grounds, which means we're going to find insects when we open glades during the drizzle season, which is this icon down here. And then during the storm, we're going to deal with global resolve negative modifiers every year, which is just, that's the standard one. It comes on every map. It's not unique to this one. And just resolve is how strong-willed our people are, and if they're really strong-willed, they stay around. If they're not, they leave. And then we've got rotting wood. Woodcutters cut down trees faster, but they will destroy their yields. So you do not want woodcutters in if you're in Hostility 2, unless you're just trying to clear a path and you don't care about the wood. Villagers need to create makeshift lightning rods at the beginning of the storm. Pay 5 copper, multiplied by the amount of year. If you don't, lightning will destroy 3 buildings. So we need to have a steady supply of copper. Luckily, it's on the ground and in the trees. Blight rot mutation. So this means that blight rot will generate during the storm. If you didn't know, blight rot doesn't generate during the storm normally, so if you just only craft during the storm, you won't get blight rot. And then the eerie song at Hostility 5. Villagers with this effect have a 5% chance of perishing every 15 seconds. That's just villagers that we don't have services fulfilled for, which means that we want to stay below this basically the entire time. And let's load in and see what we've got. It looks like we've got another one where we've got the hearth and the warehouse kind of catty-cornered to a 4x4. Which seems to be a pretty typical shape that I've been seeing lately. And we'll go ahead and just place out our paths, because, we want people to walk more quickly. 5% more quickly, in fact. And I always start with the hex. We've got berries available to us, which we just need a little small herbalist camp for. We've got some reed fields available to us, which we can build our one-size-fits-all camp for that. The harvester's camp. Never need to get a blueprint upgrade for it. Love it. On top of that, we will also place down our woodcutter's camps to start cutting into the trees. And I really want to cut straight into a forbidden glade. Now, I'm pretty sure the first artifact is going to be in a small glade, so it's possible that cutting into here would get us our first one for free without needing to use our archaeologist camp, but we'll just not worry about that for now, because I'm not building the archaeologist camp yet. Now, we've got all that stuff placed down. I want to prioritize the woodcutters first, just to get that going. Hopefully we find some farm fields and some fertile soil behind this glade. That would be great. And then I'm going to go ahead and just mark the trees here, give them something to focus on, and set these to only marked trees and get that stuff going. Now that they've built the woodcutters camps, I kind of want to come in here and turn off coal burning, just in case this event behind here requires us to use that. I'm going to go ahead and put the lizard in here just for the bonus resolve. Plus, he likes a warm place to work. We'll fill in our beavers. and get our people digging into the woods. I'll go ahead and throw one person in here just to start collecting these berries up. We're going to want to eventually build stuff here, so it'll be nice to get that cleared up. This is probably our housing, because it's opposite of the storage, but you know, we got to fit a lot of it in. So we might build it over here, actually. But they're cutting their way into the wood, building our path out there, and we'll get to see what's behind this very shortly. They're on their last couple trees there, and we've got our first challenge. This one actually doesn't require any materials, which is great. And we've also got ourselves a haunted beaver house, which has room for 6 residents in it. Okay, I've never seen one of these. If you purify it, that's kind of cool. But we are mostly concerned with the fact that now we have some fertile soil to deal with and do our farming on, and we've got this thing to deal with. If we don't deal with it, a thick spreading cloud of miasma kills everything living within 20 fields, which is, you know, our town. So we need to take care of that. Now, it's going to give us a negative resolve modifier while it's being worked. And impatience will grow faster while it's being worked. So we can either send it to the Citadel or we can hold on to the goods. And, you know, I am going to hold on to these goods. It has a perk in it. So we're going to keep it. It's going to take 4 minutes to work once they get over there. So we'll get that started. We've got 3 minutes till the clearance, which is going to give us plenty of time before the storm. And then we've also got our cornerstone to look at. 3 roots per minute is not horrible, but it's also not great. Resources you sacrifice in the Ancient Fire burn 5% longer for every impatient point. You know, that's a decent little upgrade. That you know, when you're in a pinch, you start getting better. Never hurts. Trade routes are worth 1 more amber. Doesn't apply to routes already in progress. This effect scales along with the quantity of goods exported. This could be really nice. Trade is always a really nice thing. A useful mill upgrade. Gain 3 oil for every 10 flour produced. We are going to pick this because I know we're going to be crafting flour. I came here with a farm that has wheat in it, so we are definitely going to do that. Our resolve is looking horrible right now for our beavers. I cannot take an additional -3 to work this at the same time. It looks like maybe just taking out one of our woodcutters would help. Yeah, it's going to help a lot. So we'll do that. Then we'll have a builder again. And let's go ahead and get these guys in here and start clearing out this farmland. I'll leave you here to finish clearing out this path in. And we probably actually want this to be 4 wide for our housing that I can actually start placing down right now. So that's 12 people that can live in 4 of the simple shelters, and that'll be enough for us. And then I need to mark these trees out, and we'll let those guys chop it out. If we kind of look in here, we can kind of see how much fertile soil's under those trees, and it looks like at least 1 little row there. So that'll be some nice additional soil. And from there, we're going to let these guys work. And hopefully we don't lose any people to this event. So we just got our orders, and we are definitely going to have to favor the beavers to get through this. Hopefully that doesn't cost us a human. And then we can start looking at our orders. So it just wants us to build the camps and get the bricks together, and will give us a simple reward. For a timed event, we could cut into 4 glades. And then it'll give us the brickyard and some copper and some stone. This might be worth it. Let's look. No. Even with that storm modifier, I don't see us getting through to these 4 glades. And I definitely cannot afford to open up another dangerous or forbidden glade. So we're going to skip that order. I love timed orders. Those are great. Pick that perk as soon as you can because they're so fun. Because 5 stone per minute in a building is amazing. I probably would have picked that if we got this before we cut into the first glade. But I'm actually happy that we got the head start on the timer there. So we are going to probably stick with the clan to get more lizards. Meat and parts. Nah, we'll go with the simple thing. Camps and bricks. Complete any 2 glade events. We're already working on 1, so this wouldn't be bad. And we'll be able to handle that faster than we handle this one. Go ahead and pick it. Keep it simple. Cut through to 5 glades. Well, we are going to be cutting into glades a lot. Just not in a 5.5 minute period of time. Build some human houses and beaver houses. This is really building material expensive. But it would give us more flour production. Well, this would allow our people to carry more to their glade events, which would make the events work faster. You know, but that's after we cut into 5 glades. So this might help us more with the archaeology. But since we've already picked a flour-focused build, let's pick the one that gives us more flour. I don't normally see 2 flour as a big bonus since you make flour in batches of 10. But 20% increase is not something I'm going to shy away from. Even with favoring them and put them at that? My goodness. Why are the beavers so upset? We're gonna lose a beaver anyway. Well, it is what it is. No, I gotta try and save them. Yeah, I just had to take out more beavers. Oh, you're going on break, huh? Put one in there. Put one in there. Keep this going. So it turns out I'm an idiot, and this is just -18 resolve for the woodcutters and gatherers. So, yeah. But we got a minute and a half left on that, and we'll see what's going on after that. Okay, and we finished the event. They'll start carrying the stuff back after they take their break. And then we'll have it all. We've already got the perk instantly when the thing's done. So now, whenever we start producing roots, we'll be getting incense. Whenever we start producing flour, we'll be getting oil. So it's probably a decent time to start picking our buildings. So, with our buildings here, we have smithy, which could help us with the tools. Plank production at 3 stars, which is great. And then we could also go for like a pickled goods, packer crops, fabric recipe. We're going to go with the lumber mill just to get the planks going. A simple tool recipe is great, but I'm not super thrilled with coats and trade goods being paired up with it. There might be a better tool building later. So then we've got the forager's camp available, which we will need for this map if we want to clear everything. And then we're going to go ahead and avoid the greenhouse and the clay pit. Would give us a great pie recipe to take advantage of any flower that we start producing. As long as we can come up with some berries or insects or herbs or whatever. So I'm definitely considering the brick oven. The monastery is decent for reducing our hostility level by 1 and give us a place to serve out the incense. But I think we might still pick the forager's camp upgrade, but no, we'll go with the brick oven. And we are hoping that we find a flower recipe. Oh, unfortunately it comes with planks. The carpenter would have been a great one for planks and tools, though sometimes it's weird to have them produce planks because I'll use the planks and the tools, so they like have to carry them back to the storage and then carry them from the storage back to the building. It's very weird. A copper bar recipe would be nice, but not there. So we're going to stick with the flour, and we're going to go with our plan of producing flour through a farm. As soon as we figure out where we want to place this, it's probably like over here or over here. And then, so we're going to start getting the wheat from the farm over here. We'll turn it into flour at the supplier over here. And then we need to throw down the brick oven, which takes a lot of bricks. Duh. And the lumber mill. Oh, yeah, we need to clean some of this up. So we'll move our woodcutter over here, and we'll place those buildings when we get around to it here shortly. It's not like we're going to be producing flour this season anyway, or this year, because we're in the clearance. Clearance is when they harvest the flour, or the wheat that you've already planted. We didn't plant anything. So we'll get these people cutting out this farm area. This thing will empty out. We might rebuild this beaver house at some point, but and we'll start building our basic food economy here. And it's almost storm time, but we've started placing down our farm and our farm plots. We're gonna need to start building a crude workstation. I almost said makeshift post, so that we can start crafting our building materials for the farm. That would be, oh, planks. No, we don't need this for planks, but we do need it for the fabric and the bricks. To restock, we will turn off planks. I think that we just cleared enough room here for the lumber mill. Yes, we did. So we're going to place that. Of course, we need the fabric first. Ooh. Plant fiber's light, huh? And we can make bricks, so we'll make up to 10 and 10. Actually, we'll make it 15 and 15. And we're gonna need to pull some wood cutters out, probably. We'll see. Oh no, they're holding steady. Not great resolve, but you know, better than you'd expect for not pulling out woodcutters. And we'll just kind of do this during the storm. Hopefully we can get our various stations built, including this one, and clear out space for our supplier. We're going to start cutting into this glade as soon as we can. And yeah. So we got to the end of the storm, and we didn't get to build our lumber mill yet, obviously, because I never staffed this. But now we are out of the first storm, and we've got new people, and we've got new cornerstones. So for every 2 completed dangerous and forbidden glade event, it lowers hostility by 50. This is a nice way to just counteract opening up glades and doing exploration. So this is a strong possibility. Newly discovered resource nodes have more charges, plus 10 on small, plus 40 on large, but you'll gain 45 hostility upon picking this cornerstone. That might be worth it, but we're going to skip that. All camp production is increased by 100%, but all buildings that use fertile soil and their yields get decreased by 50%. Bonus does not affect woodcutters camp. Hard pass. And then our farms could be growing mushrooms as well. That might be nice for diversity, but I'm going to stick with what I know, which is reducing our hostility as opposed to increasing it or slowing down our production. And it's not like picking mushrooms would allow me to grow more crops per year. It would just allow me to grow more crops per farm I build. But I mean, they're still going to have the same number of plots per year to harvest, so I just don't see that as a big advantage. Diversity is great though, especially in food. So I'm tempted to pick the amber and the stone since we don't even have a source of that, but I think if we just pick the fabric and our beavers, we'll have enough to finish off our lumber mill, and then we can start cranking out our planks, and that'll be great. We'll put planks at 20 since they're going to be so efficient at it. And since we have a new beaver, we can toss a beaver in here. And since we didn't get our farm built yet, we will not be planting much this year. We might get some grain in, depending on how quickly I can get them to deliver some planks for us. It might be more important actually to have a beaver in the lumber mill. And we'll get them to force deliver that, please. So that we can build this farm, please. So that we can get some grain, please. Oh, sweet. They finally cut that out. So we'll come down here and cut a little bit more just to produce some more space for us to place down future buildings like a blight post. And I will toss down the supplier. I'll give something for our one builder to work on. Awesome, 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 awesome. They're almost done. We've got half a season to plant. Let's go. We're going to pull that human and toss them both in here, which is going to free us of any builders that we had. But I'll pull a human out of here. Get us a builder back. Lower our hostility level down. And soon we will taste some pie. And it would be nice to start clearing these reeds out for us, but plus that would give us some more roots and clay. And as we know, roots will give us incense that we could trade. But we need to build a trader hut. Let's pick our orders. Ooh, produce 40 stone in a stonecutter's camp. We will not be able to do that, unfortunately. We just don't have any available to us. But +1 stone production and a plantation would be beautiful. Fulfill the need for jerky for 10 people for at least 2 minutes. And then we'll get bonus jerky production and some meat. We don't have a way of doing that. So we're going to go with collect 50 grain, and we'll get some people, bricks, and incense. That sounds awesome for us. The happy brewing. So we need a brewer to produce some leisure, and then it'll give us like a tavern and some container bonuses and pickled goods where you're going to not do that. Coal and building materials. That's a lot of building materials. Will give us some wildfire essence, tools, and coats. Maybe. Sacrifice all this stuff and we'll get 5 oil per minute. Oh my goodness, I would love to do that, but we just don't have the fuel for it. 10.5 minutes. If we get a trading post down and we get lucky, we might be able to accomplish that, but I'm just not feeling risky today. I'm just not. This would be a game-changing win though, because you just have permanent fuel, it burns longer, and then, you know, just a nice +3 global bonus resolve sounds great. But we're going to pick the safe and simple route of coal and the building materials that, you know, at least making all those planks will make it easy. So we're going to go with this. Hopefully these guys can get in here and start planting enough grain. I know the fields aren't plowed, but hopefully they can sow at least a few so we can get our flour recipe up and running. But we'll check back in on that in a few. So we've made it into the clearance. They were able to sow 6 out of the 15 fields, which I feel pretty good about. So that'll bring us in, you know, 36 grain, which isn't enough to do our quest, but it will be enough to get us started on our flour production. And we could also use roots for that, or mushrooms if we had chosen the mushroom recipe, but we already had the good wheat recipe for flour. May as well go with that. These guys are done because that's not a lot of planks for them. We'll go with 30. And then we can throw someone in here. At this point, I'm feeling like we could toss a human in there. And a lizard in here. My lumber mill has run out of things to cut. Or sorry, my woodcutters camp. So we'll return you over here. Get started on this journey. I kind of wish I'd cut into this other glade, but I'm also kind of glad that I didn't. We got our farm up and running, and that's going to be a nice, steady source of just resolve and food and economy. So we do kind of want to get our archaeologist office up at some point, and our blight rot post as well. So we'll throw the blight rot there since its position kind of matters. We want it close to the things that will be burning, so these buildings right here. I think we can build our trading post and our archaeologist office away from our hearth. But these people are going to need somewhere to drop off their stuff to improve their working efficiency. So I was thinking about tossing it over here, but I just think that across the road from it will be just fine. We'll give somewhere for the eventual camps over here to carry to, and, you know, it'll also make this go quickly. Just boom, boom, boom. So they're carrying back the grain, which means that we're producing the flour, which means that we will soon be making our pies. I'm excited. We've got an extra beaver in here that can't do much except make planks. Might as well get up to 40, huh? And then we don't even have a blight rot cyst yet, but when someone gets in there, we'll probably start them with 5. Let's get a beaver in here. No, let's get him cutting wood for now. Keep working on this trend. So we're now 1 tree deep into cutting into here. So we'll go ahead and prioritize that. Probably towards the end of this storm. We are now approaching towards the end of the storm phase, so we're going to go ahead and cut in. We want to start dealing with this event as soon as possible. And so just cutting in now is going to be, I think, our best way of preparing for that. Just steering straight into it. You know, now that we've placed this storage here, I think that we are going to put our archaeologist office and trading post over here. So we'll get working on that as soon as we deal with all of this. Bunch of berry bushes and some sea marrows, great. More fields, which is awesome. We love fields. That's a yearly boost to our economy, just for 2 people. And then with this event, we're gonna have some issues. We are gonna have some issues. Kill 5 random citizens. Okay, that's unacceptable. For this, I'm gonna have to build a trading post, and we are gonna just pray that we can get something out of it. We are just going to have to cross our fingers, because 5 people dying every, what was that, 6 minutes is unacceptable. Okay. We're not getting, yeah, nothing cloth related off of that. Nothing cloth related off of that. We could be getting some off of a forager's camp. We're going to prioritize this trading post and kind of hope for that. Our trees should be dropping plant fiber as well, but it's a very low % chance. So we're going to prioritize fabric. And yeah, we've got reeds. Okay, so yeah, just in case, we will start making 30 fabric with priority with our reeds. And we want 2 people working on that. Even though that means I'm going to get rid of this person. And, you know, I'll let him finish the pie. And deliver it. And then you're out of here, bud. I need you building this stuff. Oh man, this is where the berry farm really comes in clutch. Alright, new cornerstone, 3 roots per minute again. That might be nice. Herb and root production is increased by 1 for every 75 biscuits produced. This could be really nice. We don't, you know, we don't have a farm for those though. That's the other farm. A shady but lucrative deal. Gain 10 amber every time a villager dies or leaves. Ooh, that can be really nice if you hit a death spiral, like this event. That could pay for itself. Wealthy settlements attract wealthy settlers. Newcomers. You know what? We're going to pick the death spiral one. Anti-death spiral insurance. Okay, and this is not going to help us out, but we'll take the 4 people. Or it's not going to help us out with this event. Yeah, because we need 24 fabric or 20 incense, and we're not really producing roots very quickly. And every time we produce 10 roots, we get 3 incense, but that's a slow way of producing incense. Yeah. I'm a little panicked right now, but we're gonna have this trading post come up here in a second, and we'll see what they have for us. Hopefully we can trade for it. And here we go, here we go. Sahilda. Well, she's got fabric. So she might be our saving grace just for the fabric, huh? For 15.6 equivalency in amber. Another +4 flower might be nice. The plantation, I think, would also be nice to put an end to the plant fiber and give us berries to put in our pie. I always love 10% quicker villager movement. Let's just see what we can buy. So that is a lot of parts. and we're never going to be getting up to 65, right? But we might. Well, let's see what 14 looks like. Nah. We'll see if we can get 9, right? I'm comfortable with maybe 9 of the parts. Oh, we can do wildfire essences. We'll save our parts for the next guy. Throw away some wood. Since we're, you know, we farm wood pretty effectively. And thank you, Sahilda. You'd be a great person to attack if only I didn't. Because I want all this stuff, but I don't want traders to show up less frequently, so we'll go with that. So thank you, Sahilda. You've potentially saved us. We have 2 minutes after people carry things here to solve this crisis. We're going to go with the tablets and the bricks and stuff. Please use the fabric, and let's get that going. Please, please, please don't kill us. For here, we can go ahead and build our stonecutters camp as well, because that'll be a nice fuel source. And, you know, I really wish we could afford that berry farm, but we'll be fine with just our regular old wheat farm. So let's see how that goes. Now, they do have to carry the stuff from the storage over to here. And 24 is going to take them 5 total trips, which is, you know, with 2 of them is 3. And then they're probably going to take a break before they start, which is going to be really frustrating on the timer situation. But it is only a minute and a half when they both start working. So there is that. Oh, yep. And now we can repopulate some of these things now that we know that we don't have to panic as much anymore. We're going to throw a beaver in here. When it's done building. And what's cool with that is this guy can come over here and chop out this farm. And this person can keep chopping this section out. Just a little bit. And then we'll start bringing our road down here. And we probably want a storage over here as well. Let's go ahead and build it. Oh, I thought there was a tree there. Okay, and there we go. We got our path. And we'll let our people build this, and we will hope that they start working. They're walking right now. So let's see. Oh, one's working and one's taking a break. So it's going down, but it's not going down 1 per second. It's like at a half rate. So when the second person gets there, it starts going at normal rate. Which can be kind of hard to see since we were on 1.5 speed. But it's definitely cost me 20 tiles worth of stuff before to miss, like, by seconds. So they finished the event before it all exploded and went bad and killed 5 people. They're just going to take a break. One of them's taking a break, and then the other one's going to start carrying the stuff back. So, crisis averted. We've got our farm going up. We've got the trees being cut. We're getting farmland placed. It's just a clearance popping up right now, so this farm isn't going to go online, at least until they could potentially plow during the storm. Let's go ahead and pick our new orders. Complete any 3 dangerous or forbidden glade events. Oh, great. For +1 vegetables, so we do have farms that could be growing vegetables, so we might go with this. Plus the artisan building is nice. Or we could build 15 harmony decorations, which we could then just destroy if we want. for some pack production, biscuits, and wildfire essence. I think the parts in the blueprint might be better here, even though I don't super love this. It's a free blueprint, right? Yeah, we'll go for it. Especially since we have that cornerstone with the hostility demodifier. Ooh, cut it into 3 glades and get 2 ancient tablets within 20 minutes. Now this is something we can do. 5 pottery per minute, get a press. You know, which isn't great, but it's not bad either. It's a free blueprint and it won't pop up when we start unlocking them. And we'll get 20 tools. We are going to go with this timed event. Fulfill my villager's need for religion 60 times. That's totally doable for extra grain. I do love perks, but the 5 pottery per minute just sounds awesome. So we're signing up for a timed order because those are cool. They're non-veg. We're going with it. Yes, this feels great. So now that we have this timed event, we need to start focusing on cutting into those glades. And for that, we're just going to pick these 3. And this event is actually giving us those ancient tablets already. So I'm feeling really good about this one. We'll go ahead and move our woodcutters over here where they can fit. Wherever they can fit, I should say. And we'll cut that. We'll cut that. We'll cut that. And they'll just get working away on that. This will start cutting out over here to clear up this farm. But this guy should be able to handle it, especially within 20 minutes. That's awesome. But I guess the sooner the better on that one, since, you know, it gives us 5 pottery per minute. So if we solve it 5 minutes faster, we get 25 more pottery out of it. And that is going to be awesome. So, yes, let's get this going. We'll let it run, and we'll see how things are going after that. I should probably build some decorations just for faster production speed and stuff. But, you know, we're just going to focus on our orders for now. Our queen is beginning to grow impatient, but I do have the human modifier on that right now, so I'm really not that worried. We all have all these orders to turn in, and we're trying to get to the archaeology. And the archaeology will actually give you, if you complete all 3 of them, I believe it's 9 reputations. That's half of it. So, you know, you kind of want to, if I'm trying to get all 3 of these done, maybe I don't want to rush into just turning in as many orders as I can, because it might turn out that I need to hold on to one of these orders and not turn it in so that we can finish all of the excavations. But anyway, we'll get to that. So this might be the end of this episode, and if it is, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. We've made it pretty far. We've got 2 farmlands showing right now. We've solved 2 different events. We still have this beaver house to unlock, and we're working on this timed event, and that'll kind of be the start of the next episode. I really don't expect it to take much time, but it'll be great. We've got our beginning economy going with pie at the end of our grain production in our farms. And we really don't have a way of getting tools yet, but we're about to have some new fuel coming in. This is, at least it's a source of stone, which is great. And then it also counted towards our stonecutters camp, so we can turn in our camp soon if we need, just to get some more parts. But we might just hold on to that. Again, just so we can get through that excavation. We are trying to get through all the excavations, which means, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and place it before we get there. We're going to place down our archaeologist office so that we don't forget about it. This is a building that doesn't need to be worked, but allows you to pick different bonuses and stuff. And if you just go down the left, it'll just point to you where every single archaeology dig site is that you can discover, all 3 of them. Or, you know, if you want to skip some of those hints, then you can get some perks out of it. But anyway, thank you for watching. please leave a like and subscribe. You know, I appreciate you watching, and that's really enough. But if you want to support the channel or see more of this content or see where we go from here, just keep tuning in. Appreciate it.